18, Seth Gray from Wright State. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 37, Pedro Pages from Florida Atlantic. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 29, Todd Lutz from Louisiana Lafayette. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 32, Griffin Day from Yale. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 5, Colin Hall from Georgia Tech. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 10, Taylor Garrix from Stanford. The starting pitcher for the Harbor Hawks this evening is number 20, Mike Markbaum from Michigan State. And now introducing the starting lineup for your Wareham Gatemen. Leading off the center fielder, number 7, Jeremy Hyannis from UCLA. Batting second, the second baseman, number 50, Oliver Dunn from Utah. Batting third, the first baseman, number 16, Andrew Vaughn from Cal. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 18, Lyle Lockhart from Houston. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 12, Austin Shipton from Florida International. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 13, Drew Millis from Missouri State. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 5, Ryan Kreitler from UCLA. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 11, Michael Ampitas from Miami. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 8, Dominic Clementi from Michigan. The starting pitcher for the Gatemen this evening is number 15, Connor Lund from Southern Cal.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2. We hear it outside. Plugged into channel 6, and I put the other bit where I think it went, so hopefully that's all good. All right, word.
At this time, we ask you to please rise for tonight's national anthem. Here to perform tonight's national anthem, please welcome John King. John is honored to be asked to sing for the Gatemen this evening. Recently a Wareham resident, he is a graduate of Rhode Island College and has performed with the New Continentals on their Australian concert tour with recording artist Sandy Patty, and was an artist in residence for 20 years at the Newport Playhouse. Last year, John earned rave reviews as Edna in the Little Theater's production of Hairspray. He and his fiancée are co-directors of the Saints and Singers Chorus in Buzzards Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John King.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
first pitch this evening is broadcast intern Cameron Stewart. He attends Baylor University and majors in communications and journalism. Catching the pitch is number 14, Luke Roscom. When you're ready, Cameron, let's see a pitch. Here tonight to say those two famous words we've all been waiting to hear, we have members of our Gatemen broadcast team, J.D. Rocci, Mary Borders, and Trevor Russo. Back pitch for this evening are Nolan Blackwell and Daniel Peters.
Welcome on into Spillane Field, everybody. My name's Henrique Demore for WCTV. Happy to have you here with us on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Yes, it is. The days of the summer, the days of the week kind of get lost on me. But regardless, happy to have you here with us on June 20th. Your 6-2 Wareham Gatemen getting ready to take on the 4-3 Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Tonight on the bump for Wareham Gatemen, it's Connor Lunn. We saw him in relief about a week ago. Pitched 4 solid innings of relief. But today, getting his first start, the junior from Southern California, usually the closer. He went 4 innings of relief his last time out, and now we see him in a starting role. So Don Sneddon trying to stretch out Mr. Lunn. He was awesome in his appearance. He delivers ball 1 low to Davis Wenzel. Connor Lunn picked up the win in that appearance in relief. It was against Catuit on Thursday, the 4-2 victory. Just outside 2-0. 4 innings of work, 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts for Mr. Lunn. Originally from Carlsbad, California, 6'4", 220 righty. Big boy, swing and a miss. Good pitch on 2-0. Looks like Wenzel just flat out missed it. Davis Wenzel, senior from Baylor University. Rising senior, I should say. Originally from Waco, Texas, a hometown boy playing for his hometown team. Strike at the knees, swings right through it, 2-2. Infield straight up. Defensive alignment for your Gatemen coming up right after this pitch. 2-2, big pitch for Lunn. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. As is every Gateman strikeout all day this year.
Number 17, Trevor Hopper from Arizona State.
Trevor Hoffer now the batter from Arizona State. And Lund, for a guy who pitched strictly to contact and had no strikeouts and 1 walk. So, I mean, the 1 walk tells you that the no strikeouts is very much on purpose. It's just kind of his style of pitching. He's not a high strikeout volume kind of guy. But he gets Wenzel to cut right through on the shortstop for the Harbor Hawks. Harbor doing the designated hitting duties today for Hyannis. Hyannis comes into today with a -14 run differential, good for worst in the Cape Cod Baseball League, but they sit in 4th place in the West Division, a West Division that's really loaded. With a 4-3 record, strike at the letters. Harwich just keeps on winning. They started off the season 1-3, but have rattled off 4 straight wins. One of those, of course, against the Gatemen. That was their first loss of the year. Katuitt 1 game behind at 5-3. Bourne 1 game behind them at 4-4. And Hyannis coming in today, like I said, with a 4-5 record, -14 run differential, swing and a miss. That'll put Harbor at 1-2. Lund steps back on the bump. Gets a sign from Trevor Millis right behind the plate. Fouls that one straight back. Andrew Millis, I should say. Don't know where I got Trevor from. Trevor Harbor. That's where I got it from. He's the batter. One and two the count after Harbor. It'll be Barefoot. Yes, that is his name. Matthew Barefoot of Campbell University. 1-2 pitch. Hard fastball, does not miss by much. Very well located on 1-2. Lund very much still in the driver's seat. The 2-2. Fouls it off again. Defensive alignment for your Gatemen, as promised. Jeremy Idens out there in center field. Skylar Hunter, a rare off day, usually the center fielder today, or usually the center fielder, but today it is Jeremy Idens. Batting the leadoff spot for the 2nd straight day, had himself a heck of a Cape League debut yesterday. Ground ball over to Bryson Stott, across the diamond in time. Excuse me, that's Ryan Kreidler. That was going to be my next point. Ryan Kreidler in the lineup for Bryson Stott. He's getting an off day today. Again, another rare one. Another UCLA guy. We talked about him on the Gateman pregame show if you tuned in for that. Now it's on the Wareham Gatemen YouTube channel, where you can catch all the live streams of today of games all season long, as well as pre- and post-game coverage and archives of every single game along with the live streams. 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Michael Barefoot. Barefoot 6'2", 205. Batting a cool .333 on the year. Lifts that one straight back. Just finished up his junior year at Campbell University. Had a multi-hit game against Brewster, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Playing in his 8th game for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Batting average topped out at 385, excuse me. Pair of stolen bases as well. Doesn't strike out that often. Breaking ball, good pitch, 0-2, puts it at 1-2. Lund making his 2nd appearance for the Gatemen this year. From the windup behind his head, into the plate, just outside. Good frame attempt by Mills, but the home plate umpire wasn't having it. Lale Lockhart Jr. in left, Jeremy Idens in center, Dominic Clemente getting the start today in right field. That one chopped over to Ryan Kreidler. Nice pick off 2 hops, sidearm across the diamond, got him. 1-2-3 inning for Connor Lund and the Gatemen. We go to the bottom of the 1st on WCTV. We'll be right back.
Fantastic. 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 Fantastic.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, everybody. My name's Henrique Demore. Scoreless after half an inning. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Jeremy Hyannis, followed by Oliver Dunn and Andrew Vaughn. We get their first look at Mike Mockma from Michigan State. I got a little bit of a look at Mockma this season, actually, as that one is rifled over the Hyannis dugout. Jeremy Hyannis getting his second start in as many days. 2 for 4 with a run scored, only 1 strikeout for the young man from UCLA. Batting a leadoff spot for the second time in as many days. Watches that one go by for ball 1. Mockma, 4 innings of work, 6 hits, 2 runs allowed in his last outing. I got to see him against Northwestern, which is where I hail from in the Big Ten. He shut down the Wildcats. Not that the Wildcats had a ton to shut down. That one roped down the third base line for a base hit. Rounding first and going into second is Jeremy Hyannis. He's in there with a stand-up double. And he starts this game like how he started the last game with a leadoff double. Jeremy Hyannis producing immediately in the lineup. It's what you like to see.
From Utah.
Oliver Dunn now the batter, and he's got a man in scoring position to work with. Dunn batting 158 on the year. He's been splitting time at second base with Isaac Collins. After him is Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn did more Andrew Vaughn things yesterday. Hit an opposite field home run. Dunn looks at ball 1. But a little more on Mockma as he deals from the stretch, just outside. Mockma had himself a very okay year at Michigan State, not a big high strikeout guy. ERA, just a shade under 5 this year for the Spartans. The pitch. Skied foul.
You can keep that foul ball, courtesy of attorney.
That one finally came down. Looks like it might have got stuck in the light fixture. Round the round up there. Either way, 2-1 now to Oliver Dunn. Mockma comes set. The pitch. Just missed outside, 3-1. Scoreless in the first inning here. Lund versus Machma. Dancing out behind the runners, Wenzel. That one lifted high and deep into right center field. Going back on it is Barefoot. Makes the catch just a few feet shy of the warning track. Hard throw down to third. Will not get there in time. But Jeremy Idens into third on the fly out by Oliver Dunn. Productive at bat for the sophomore from Utah.
The first baseman, number 16, Andrew Vaughn from Cal.
Now Andrew Vaughn, the batter, he's going to do probably the most damage here. Honestly, statistically speaking, I'd be surprised if he didn't drive this run, and all he's got to do is get it out of the infield. There's a guy who knows a thing or two about getting balls out of the infield. Strike one to Vaughn. He's also a very patient hitter. Got to talk to him earlier today. Him and Bryson Stott, a guy who's not in the lineup today, but is usually a mainstay in the lineup, both of them leaving for Cary, North Carolina for the Team USA training grounds on Monday. As that one misses low, 1-1. I talked to both of them, and I asked them, on the Cape League, where you don't know a lot of these pitchers, it's not like conference play where you have, more records on them, and you see them once, maybe twice a year, and the goal isn't as much individual development as it is winning ball games, whereas here it's a little bit reversed. 2-1 to Vaughn. I asked him, what do you do, first at bat, you haven't seen this guy before. What do you do in first at bat? And he said timing. That's all it is, trying to get his timing right. You see, even on the pitches that Vaughn takes, as he takes that one for 3-1, Vaughn, a very dangerous hitter's count here. Even on his takes, he doesn't watch the ball go by. You see his hands start to give a little bit. So it's as if he's timing up, not as if, he is, timing up the pitcher, making sure that when he does pull the trigger, he's right on target. 3-1, breaking ball, inside corner. Bryson Stott said a similar thing. He just said, want to make sure that he's got him timed up so the next time he goes up there, any mistake that he makes, he's able to jump on. Payoff pitch, lifted high but shallow in the left field, foul ground. So we'll do it again. Count remains full. That one drops about a foot short of the fence. Close to the upright here at Spillane Field. Yes, the upright as the outfield doubles as a football field. You're at Wareham High and Middle School. Runner on third, one out. Vaughn, the full count pitch, swing and a miss. Hard fastball. Vaughn waved right through it. That'll be one down.
The left fielder, number 18, Lyle Lockhart from Houston.
Now from Houston with 2 outs and a man on third. Here comes Lyle Lockhart. Lockhart in yesterday's ball game, 1 for 4, pair of strikeouts. Pretty solid Cape League debut. Had himself a pretty good year down there in the American Conference and for Houston. .298 batting average in his sophomore campaign. Lyle spelled L-A-E-L. He's got a southern drawl from down south there near Houston. There was debate when he got on the roster as to whether it was Lyle, or Lyle. And it is in fact pronounced Lyle, as one would pronounce L-Y-L-E. But just a funky spelling. 2-0. Lazy pop-up foul behind the Hyannis dugout. Hyannis also comes into today with a league worst 6.25 ERA. That's the worst by a significant margin. Next worst ERA still very into the shallow fives. Appeal made to the third base umpire, nothing doing. 3-1. After Lockhart, it'll be Austin Shenton, a guy who's been on an absolute tear, finds himself at an all-time high spot in the lineup as ball 4 is delivered. He'll bat with runners at the corners. A 3-for-4 day yesterday to raise an already ridiculous. He came into the day batting .476 and went 3-for-4 and proved that those numbers were not a fluke. The kid's batting .522 this year. It was 3-for-3 before getting into a statistical anomaly called the putout. His fourth at bat yesterday in that 6-3 win against Chatham. But his batting average topped out at .545. The third baseman from FIU is hitting the ball better than anyone on the Cape right now. Waits on the strike one pitch. Machma trying to work out of a jam here. He's got runners at the corners with 2 outs. Ground ball right side. That's going to get through for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Chugging around around second and into third is Lyle Lockhart Jr. Runners at the corners again with 2 outs. And would you believe it, Austin Shenton, another base hit, this one of the RBI variety, and the Gatemen take a 1-0 lead. And they always talk about it, 3 times out of 10 you get a base hit, you're a Hall of Famer. How about a majority of the time? How about you get to the point where if you put the ball in play and it results in an out, that is a statistical, how do you say, it's not as common. There's a better way to put it, but I don't have it right now. Austin Shenton, 1 for 1 today. 4 of his last 5. RBI base knock. We got a stoppage in play here. I'm not sure for what. All eyes on the Gateman dugout. Maybe some confusion with a
number 13, Drew Miller,
preference of bat. Miller steps into the left-handed batter's box after a weird delay. Doing the catching duties today. Takes ball 1 low. Both runners thought about going, or I should say more aptly, Lockhart Jr. over there. Or actually, Shenton at first. Lockhart is on third. My apologies. Pitch to Millis, high and outside, 2-0. Machma deals. Strike on the inside corner. Millis tried to sell it by poking his behind out of the batter's box, but home plate umpire wasn't having it. 2-1. Runners at the corners, 2 down, where Jeremy Idens came in to score after hitting a leadoff double on the leadoff single, or on the single by Austin Shenton. And takes that one for strike 2. Machma's pitch count already climbing furiously. He's gotten his ERA up to 13.4. It's obviously a little inflated. And that one going to get by the catcher, Pappas, as over to second goes Austin Shenton. He'll advance on the pass ball. So now with a 2-2 count, pretty pivotal pitcher, 3-2 count, excuse me. Andrew Millis got an opportunity here. Two on, 2 out for Millis. Gatemen have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Payoff pitch. Outside, he lost him. Machma's 30th pitch of the inning. He is struggling mightily.
Stop number 5, Ryan Kreidler from UCLA.
This bodes well for Ryan Kreidler of UCLA. Bases loaded. Every new guy that has come in mid-season for the Gatemen has registered a hit in his first at-bat. What a big spot this would be. Takes ball 1 outside. Kreidler had a tough sophomore campaign at UCLA, batted just .222 as a pitching mound visit is convened. Machma not able to find the zone with any kind of consistency here. And it's not going to be just pitcher and catcher, it's going to be everybody in the infield. Didn't see any action in the Hyannis bullpen, and I found it tough to believe they would pull Machma so early.
Power in left field. Tonight's vehicle is a 2018 Sierra Crew SLT Premium Plus package. GMC, we are professional grade. Power like a pro.
Meeting still going on for Hyannis. 4-3, they were clobbered by the second place Katuitt Kettleers at home by a score of 10-4. And Katuitt just piled it on. It was 3-0 in the third. They tied it up 3-3 in the fifth. And Katuitt broke out of that tie in a big way. A big way. 7 runs in the last 2 innings. Hyannis scraped across 1 more in the 9th, but all for naught. Left 12 batters on base as well. 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors for Hyannis. 10 runs on 10 hits for Katuitt. Good ball club over there in Katuitt. Peyton Burdick, after starting the season off on an absolutely torrid pace for Katuitt. 7 RBIs, 4 for 4, 3 home runs. Not able to sustain that pace, now batting .214. Now the Hyannis manager having words with the home plate umpire. He is visibly upset. You could see just by the way he's storming out. He stormed out of the dugout. He started pointing fingers. Motion to his wrist. We see a trainer coming out there. And Machma showing his wrist to the trainer and the home plate umpire. So Machma might be dealing with some sort of unforeseen injury here. He's thrown 30 pitches. 31. Ryan Kreidler's only seen 1 pitch, ball 1. Manager with both his hands in the air, in disbelief, incredulity, a number of adjectives you could use to say the what the heck expression that's probably on his face. I've got my contacts in, and they're good, but they're not good enough to make out the expression on his face down there on the third base dugout. So play resumes after an odd stoppage. Machma apparently fine, or at least good enough to keep on pitching. Kreidler lifts that one. Foul. Behind the bleachers on the first base side, 1-1. Lockhart Jr. at third. Austin Shenton at second base with an RBI single. Andrew Millis walked a few minutes ago. He sits at first. That one laced into right center field. Could be trouble, and it will be trouble. That's going to roll to the wall. Barefoot gets a piece of it, but not before 1, 2, 3 runs come in to score. It's a bases clearing double for Ryan Kreidler. What did I tell you? These UCLA kids, man, they know how to make an entrance. 4-0 Gatemen. Lockhart Jr. in to score easily. So was Shenton. I imagine I would be appalled if that is not the end of the day for Mike Machma. Motioning over to the bullpen is the Hyannis head coach. Seems like another trainer coming out, and he looks, we'll say the word, the word we're going to use is upset with the umpire. Machma, 33 pitches. Just let up a bevy of runs to give the Gatemen a 4-0 lead. That's 6.75 team ERA, 6.25 team ERA for Hyannis. Honestly, probably just jumped up to 6.75. And the coach is getting really in the umpire's face. I confess I was looking down at my scorebook. I heard out of my headphone they're tossing the coach. We'll see if he actually. If he survives this, I'll be shocked. I'll put it that way, because he is livid with all 3 umpires. I can hear him from here. I'm 40 feet behind the right field bleachers. The right field fence, atop the left field bleachers, I should say. He is upset. still mouthing off as he goes to the dugout. Stops, has one final word, crosses into foul territory. To a round of applause with varying amounts of sarcasm here from the Wareham Gatemen faithful. What an interesting last 5 minutes. Now I'm getting word that it was the bullpen that was clapping. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Either way, Mike Mockman's day is done. We're going to take a quick break as I mentally get sorted out what the heck just happened. Man, this is one I wish I was behind home plate for. Oh, well. We're going to take a quick break. Pitching change for Hyannis. 4-0 Gatemen when we come back on the bottom of the first inning on WCTV.
Attention please, a pitching change for the Harbor Hawks. Now pitching number 35, Zach Cone from Central Michigan. The catcher, number 11, Michael Hyannis from Miami.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, home of one interesting spectacle. These last 5 innings, I'm not supposed to speculate too much while I'm on air, so I'll refrain from doing that. But the facts, what I do know is that Hyannis Harbor Hawks head coach just got tossed. He will not be returning to inside the fences. Although I imagine, I don't know, he took a while to get off the field. Whether he was being escorted out or just took his sweet time, that's up for debate. So not really my area to say anything. But either way, Zach Cone takes over from Central Michigan. Cone 6'4", 205 out of Central Michigan. His second appearance for the Harbor Hawks. 2.1 innings of work, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs earned or otherwise given up. Opponents batting .200 against him. This is his second look at Cape League pitching. He starts it off, well, not too well. He's ahead, or behind, I should say. 3-0 to Michael Amditas, the freshman catcher from Miami. Get me over fastball, though, does the job. Mike Machma, his day is done after 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, and a run already, or and a strikeout, I should say. Got him at the knees. Friendly strike zone from the home plate umpire. Machma after 2 mound visits from the coach and the trainer. Runner takes off, but nothing doing. Ryan Kreidler and smartly on the full count attempt. Took off for third, but Michael Amditas waves and misses. First strikeout of the day for Cone, and Hyannis finally gets out of an absolutely nightmarish inning. 4-0 Gatemen, capped off by the Ryan Kreidler 3 RBI double. We'll be right back. 4-0 Gatemen on WCTV. Welcome back. 4-0 Gatemen on WCTV. Top of the second inning. That first inning took a half hour. We've got 8 more to play. We're happy to have you here with us for at least half of it. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Henrique Demore. For the whole broadcast crew here at WCTV, for my compadres on the other side of the field, that one's lazily hit over the head of Lund. Kreidler, barehand attempt, not going to get it. We'll see how that one is scored, but I imagine that he scored an infield singles. It would have taken a pretty nifty effort there by Ryan Kreidler, the shortstop today, to get anything going.
The catcher, number 37, Pedro Pages, from Florida Atlantic.
Pedro Pages now the batter. Lifts that one high and shallow into right field. Dunn and Vaughn converging on it. No one's going to get it as it bounces just in front of Vaughn. Vaughn kicks it into the fence on accident. Long, loud strike at the end of the day. Pedro Pages, originally from Doral, Florida, doing the catching duties today for Hyannis. Fouls that one off. On deck, Todd Lott of Jacksonville playing left field today. And in the whole Griffin Day. Originally from Yale University. No one in this Hyannis lineup. I should say, actually, now that I look at it more, 2 guys batting over 300. That's Taylor Garris in the 9-hole and Trevor Hover, who is 0 for 1 today. All too low. That one fouled off again, putting together a heck of an at-bat. Here is Pages. Now the 2-2. Swung on, drilled, could be 2. Vaughn to Kreidler, back to Vaughn, a 3-6-3 double play for your Gatemen. That double play, as always, brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play. TM Ryder, steering and securing your course for insurance since 1877.
The left fielder, number 29, Tom Long.
And finally, I got me a new pen, as my old one, well, it crapped out on me. So we're in business. I know you guys were worried, so I thought I'd keep you updated. Thank you so much. Ball 1 delivered low to Todd Lott. Left fielder today for Hyannis. Florida boy batting a .176 today. Connor Lunn working, breaking ball extremely well placed on the inside corner, 1-1. 4-0 Gatemen after an unbelievably eventful inning. We saw a coach get ejected, we saw a bases clearing double, we saw a pitching change, and we saw Austin Shenton get another base hit, which, while remarkable, is not unusual anymore. He's found himself in that place in his career, at least in the Cape League, where a failure to get a base hit is a statistical anomaly. Strike 3 at the knees to Lott. Connor Lunn working very nicely. Second strikeout of the day for him after recording 0 in his previous appearance. Still 4-0 Gatemen to go to the bottom of the second inning. Here at Spillane from WCTV.
Established in 1877, TM Ryder is a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts.
Welcome back on WCTV. 9-1-2 set to go against Zach Cohn, still out there for Hyannis. Pitched a third of an inning to wrap up an eventful first inning, a 4-run first for Wareham Gatemen, that's where we sit right now. 1-0 to the Michigan right fielder from the University of Michigan. Also an outfielder there, though. First team All Big Ten. He sits 1-1. We've seen him hit the ball hard. He's still 0 for 15 on the year. He's got an RBI, still searching for his elusive first Cape League hit. We know the kid's got it in him. He hit 360 this year. Best on a Michigan team that did really, really well this year in the Big Ten. At one point posting a double-digit win streak, which in the midst of it, they swept my Northwestern Wildcats in a very uneventful 3 games for Northwestern. My Wildcats also finished second to last in the Big Ten. So a little bit of an off year for them, but still, double-digit win streak in a Power 5 conference. Nothing to sniff at, regardless of who you play. 2-2 to Clemente. Page is setting up outside. He got it right there, and Clemente swung right through it. Second strikeout of the day, back-to-back, dating back to the last inning for Cone.
Center fielder number 7, Jeremy Hyannis from UCLA.
Here comes Jeremy Hyannis, doubled his last time up and doubled his start game 1 of his Cape League career yesterday in that 6-3 win against Chatham that pushed the Gatemen to 6-2 on the year. The Gatemen just keep on hitting, pounding away at this Hyannis team. Strike 1 came around to score on the Austin Shenton single. The bases were loaded via some walks, and then Ryan Kreidler, his teammate from UCLA, did the rest. Roped a double that rolled to the wall in right center and cleared the bases, gave the Gatemen a 4-0 lead. That was the end of the day for Mike Mockma, although I imagine not just because of a rough outing, but probably something that fed into it was something that was wrong with his right wrist or elbow. The way he walked off the field, as that one is low to move the count to 1-2. The way he walked off the field looked, he did so gingerly. His arm did not look good. Chop to the third baseman, Gray. On a couple hops, fires it over to first. Nice reaching grab by Day to retire Hyannis. Two down, 3 straight Gatemen retired by Hyannis.
Number 50, Oliver Dunn from Utah.
Oliver Dunn, the batter, popped out to center field his last time up. The pitch in the dirt. And in center field, I told you it was Matthew Barefoot, but a last-minute change to the lineup card I was given. That's actually Eric Rivera. Out there in center field, originally from West Park, Florida. 909 fielding percentage. It's pretty solid out there in center field. He does bat third for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. My mistake. Central Michigan Chippewa Cone deals, fouls it off the catcher Pages. 2-1. Pages sets up outside. Cone delivers. Good hard fastball, extremely well located. 2-2. Cone cruising so far, has yet to let up an earned run or a run in any capacity in the Cape League. 2 innings of relief work his last time out. And is 1 strike away from getting out of the inning as that one is lifted foul. Not much of an effort there by Todd Lott on a sprint. It looked like he was close enough to where he could have gotten there, but just a long, loud strike at the end of the day. 2-2. Cloudy one today at Spillane. Still a nice day by every measure. Feels like it's in the low 60s. Breeze blowing ever so slightly. Ground ball off the bat of Dunn. Gray across the diamond, and a bang-bang play retires the side. The Gatemen go 1-2-3. We go to the top of the third inning. Still 4-0 Wareham on WCTV.
pitchers Tyler Day and Mason Wilson.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, 4-0 Gatemen. 0-1 count quickly to Griffin Day from Yale, first baseman today for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. All 4 runs for the Gatemen coming in the first inning, excuse me. He fouls that one straight back. Lockhart Jr. in left, Jeremy Hyannis in center, Dominic Clementi in right field. Lockhart Jr. designated a hitter yesterday for Parker Phillips, who does not find himself in the lineup today either. Left to right in the infield, Shenton, Kreidler, Dunn, and Vaughn. Lund back to work, deals ball 1. Outside. 1-2 the count on Day. Batting just 133, pair of hits in 15 attempts. One of those produced a run, an RBI. Getting his first look at Gateman pitching today. Lund has faced the minimum number of batters, 6. Swing and a miss, got him on strikes. That one brought to you by the law offices of Langex, Safaris, and Bullard. Third strikeout of the day for Connor Lund.
Hall from Georgia Tech.
Colin Hall steps in from Georgia Tech. Lifts that one foul, 0-1. Harbor Hawks, we mentioned their struggles on the mound. And the plate is not going much better for them, batting .231 as a team. Good for second to last in the Cape League. Six of 10 on the base paths, not much worse than the Gatemen, though. The Gatemen don't run a huge amount. They're both taking 10 attempts. Harbor Hawks have just been caught one more time. The 1-2. Coming in here soon from Lund. From the windup, he deals. Dings that one off the post behind home plate. 1-2 will do it again. Scored the third least runs in the Cape League this year, 38. And have only 2 home runs, also good for last. Ball 2. Chops that one foul. We'll do it again. Hall putting together a pretty good at-bat here. Teammates with Tristan English, who we saw yesterday for Chatham. Heck of a hitter. Batting in the high 300s. Coming out of yesterday's game, went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Came into it batting .421. Tips that one into the glove for strike 3. Brought to you by Langex, Forrest, and Bullard. 4th strikeout of the day for Connor Lund.
Another strikeout brought to you by Lang, Forrest, and Bullard. The second baseman, number 10, Taylor Garris from Sanford.
Here comes Taylor Garris of Samford. collegiate baseball freshman All-American after his freshman year in before his freshman year in 2017. Nope, after. I don't know why I said before. Second team All-Southern Conference. Southern Conference Player of the Week after a 667 week against Mercer and Alabama A&M. 4 RBIs, 5 runs, 2 home runs, along to go with a stolen base. What a week for this kid. Lanky kid plays third base for the Bulldogs. Finds himself playing second base today for the Harbor Hawks. 6 foot 175, originally from Cardinal Moody High School. Batted .257 this year. Slugged .380. Pair of home runs. Those home runs in where he was named the Southern Conference Player of the Week. The only ones he hit all year. Now finds himself behind 2-2 to Lund. From the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side. 5 on the day for Lund. That one brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. And Lund is cruising through this Hyannis lineup. 5 strikeouts in 3 innings for the USC man. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 3rd inning here from Spillane on WCTV.
Baseman number 16, Andrew Vaughn from Cal.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, 4-0 Gatemen. Connor Lund has been the story today after an eventful first inning. That probably has been the more entertaining story, but I guess it just depends on your definition of entertaining. Connor Lund has 5 strikeouts through 3 innings of work. His last 4-inning appearance, he registered 0 strikeouts. It's changed his perception, my perception of him in my head. Just 3 innings. My God, I mean, I knew the kid was good because it was he gave a 1 earned run and only walked 1 batter as well. But he got 3 consecutive swinging strikeouts from Day, Hall, and Garrison, the 7, 8, 9 of this Hyannis lineup. He still faced through 3 innings, the bare minimum 9 batters. Giving up just 1 hit on the day that was cleaned up after Pedro Pages bounced into a double play in the 2nd inning. So excited about all that I forgot about Andrew Vaughn at the plate. Pretty unforgettable dude. He fouls that one off, so he'll do it again, 1-2. Second at bat today, swung on, waved at a Mike Mockma fastball and missed back in the 1st inning. Only strikeout that Mockma would record all day. Shoots that one foul down the right field line. We'll do it again. Sophomore from Cal, Golden Spikes Award finalist, watches ball 2. Only non-senior on that list. Got him at the knees. Andrew Vaughn can't believe it. A slow walk back to the dugout. He stayed in that right-handed batter's box for a little while. Andrew Vaughn with 2 strikeouts today.
18, Lyle Lockhart from Houston.
Team leading 4 home runs. He's starting to rack up the strikeouts as well. That is, in fact, a team leading now 10th strikeouts. Skylar Hunter and Brian Packard with 8 apiece right behind him. Third strikeout of the day for Cone. Lyle Lockhart Jr., the batter, walked his last time up, came in and scored from third on that Ryan Kreidler double. Bases clearer. That one up and away to him. Two and one now to Lockhart. Austin Shenton waits on deck. A base hit machine. His average back up to 542. I say back up, and it was at 545. Earlier yesterday, after a 3-for-3 performance, turned into a 3-for-4 one. Brought him back down to 520. The pitch, upstairs, he lost him. Third walk of the day given up by Hyannis pitching. First of the day for Cone.
Number 12, Austin Shenton from Florida International.
You heard it over our PA. Austin Shenton, the batter now from Florida International. Ball one, or strike one, excuse me. Shenton singled his last time up, drove in Jeremy Idens, who got himself aboard with a leadoff double. We're at the bottom of the third inning. 1 hit for Hyannis, 3 hits for the Gatemen, 4 runs off those 3 hits as well. 0-2 very quickly to Shenton. Shenton 0 home runs this year. Not a traditional power guy, just hits the ball hard, and he keeps it out of the air. You hit hard line drives and ground balls, you are going to find success at the plate. Smoking fastball at about eye level. Shenton lets it go 1-2. Andrew Millis waits on deck, catcher from Missouri State. Hugh and Luke Roskin will be doing battle for that catching spot after Michael Amditis. Goes back to Miami to finish up summer school. Or to start summer school, I should say.
All right. I think we can turn around. Come on, Hannah. Go back. Go back.
Pickoff attempt, nothing doing. Back in there sliding head first is Lockhart.
Yeah, it is a little cold.
Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Rare strikeout for Shenton. Down he goes. 4th strikeout of the day, though, for Cone. The run on first and 2 down. Here comes Andrew Millis.
Drew Millis from Missouri State.
Millis a designated hitter today. But like I said, he'll be doing battle with Luke Roskin for that spot. Roskin's bat came alive yesterday. Pair of base knocks, RBI for the sophomore from Nebraska. Had himself a fantastic campaign his freshman year for the Cornhuskers. But not as much his sophomore year. Millis takes strike 1. 2 outs, 1 on. Gatemen lead at 4-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pitch upstairs misses, 1-1. Comes set, steps off, does Cone. The pitch. Took a little something off it, dropped it in the zone, 1-2. Millis, then Kreidler, then Amditas. Not often you see Millis and Amditas in the lineup at the same time. Usually someone else is doing the designated hitting duties. One of those guys is catching. Shoots that one foul down the third base line. Noah steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Batting .273 this year. Originally from Swansea, Illinois, not to be confused with Swansea, Massachusetts. This is upstairs, 2-2. Millis had himself a pretty good game in game one of the doubleheader against Orleans, the one that the Gatemen won 4-3 in walk-off fashion, went 2 for 3 with a run scored. Brought that average shooting up from 125 to 273. Pick-off attempt, nothing doing. Shoots that one foul.
You can keep that foul ball, courtesy of attorney Glenn Harrington and his daughter Tess.
One on, two down, 2-2, 4-0 Gatemen at the bottom of the third inning. Millis chops one over to the third baseman, Gray. On a couple hops across the diamond, that'll do it. The Gatemen strand one, but do not score. Still lead at 4-0. We go to the top of the fourth inning in this one from WCTV.
The shortstop, number 8, Davis Prinzel from Baylor.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, 4-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Flip the lineup card over for the first time for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Shows you how well Connor Lund's been pitching. He's got 5 strikeouts going pop for pop with Harbor Hawks reliever Zach Cohen of Central Michigan. But it's the man from USC whose team is in the lead. Shoots that one into center field. Back a couple steps out, it is Jeremy Idens. Good footwork from the center fielder. Those line drives can be deceptively hard to field as an outfielder. I know because I've let a couple go over my head in my playing days. Now, I was also a very bad fielder, so that probably had something to do with it. But those line drives, you think they won't keep carrying, and they do. You find yourself leaping for it at the last second. It almost assuredly goes over your glove, and you have a long run to the outfield fence as you go to track it down. Now ball one delivered to Trevor Hover. freshman from Arizona State. Teammates with Spencer Torkelson, another freshman at Arizona State. Torkelson, of course, famous for leading the country this year in home runs with 25 as a freshman. He's going to be around for a little while longer. Get used to seeing his name on the leaderboards. Probably one day in an MLB draft book. The 1-1 shot, diving stop by Dunn. He knocked it down over on one hop. What a play by the sophomore from Utah. Oliver Dunn saves a base hit, ranges to his right, a laying out grab, close to the outfield or the outfield dirt, I should say.
The center fielder, number 1, Eric Rivera.
2 down. Here comes Eric Rivera. Really good composure there by Dunn. Ranged over to his right just before the outfield grass. He didn't actually glove it cleanly. He more just knocked it down, but sometimes that's all you got to do. And Oliver Dunn back-to-back highlight reel plays. Look at the hops on this kid, using all of that frame to retire 2 straight batters. Have yourself a day, Mr. Dunn. Through 3.5, the Gatemen lead at 4-0. Connor Lunn and Oliver Dunn working some magic here against the Harbor Hawks. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Gatemen on WCTV.
Fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae. And then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool code. Looking on Route 6 on the Wareham Marion line. Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place in Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and a new exclusive monthly service. Keystone Place is a life-filling retirement community unlike any other. The state assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors.
Push stop, number 5, Ryan Kreidler from UCLA.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 4-0 Gatemen. Pair of highlight reel plays from Oliver Dunn. On the first pitch off of the bat of Eric Rivera. Left about a foot into the air to bring back a base hit after just the previous pitch, retiring Trevor Hover on what should have been a ground ball base hit into center field. Oliver Dunn single-handedly saving a pair of hits and keeps the game moving along. Now the Gatemen will get their 4th turn against Hyannis pitching. Turns out of the way of that one does Ryan Kreidler. Zach Cohn still chucking for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Sophomore from Central Michigan University. Came on in relief of Mike Mockmo, pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 earned runs. 3 of them coming off the bat of this kid right here, Ryan Kreidler. Cleared the bases with a double. Lockhart, Shenton, and Millis all came in to score. Kreidler now waiting on the 2-1. Lifts it straight back, foul. Lights are on here at Spillane as the sun hasn't quite set yet, but anything that is coming through the clouds just isn't quite enough. The pitch, hard hit into the Hyannis Harbor Hawks dugout. Bounces back out, Page is out there. We'll clear it from the field. Kreidler, as we mentioned, not the most fantastic campaign. His sophomore year at UCLA batted just .222. His freshman year, pretty darn good. Played in the Northwoods League last year. Is going to send that one into left field for a base hit, 2 for 2. For Mr. Kreidler, he's aboard with no one out. For the Northwoods League last year, like I mentioned, another wood bat league, 72-game season for them as opposed to 44. It's a real slog out there in the Midwest. .30 walks, 13 doubles, 21 RBIs, 29 runs scored, a home run, and a .256 batting average this past summer. First pitch lifted foul. For Kreidler's freshman campaign, a little bit better than his sophomore campaign. Registered a season-high 3 hits in a game against Arizona State. Pac-12 conference out there, no joke. Arizona State, of course, where Trevor Hover as well as Spencer Torkelson, who I mentioned from yesterday. Kreidler's freshman campaign saw him hit .241. 4 home runs, 7 doubles. Now ball 2, I should say. To Michael Amditas, he's batting with no outs and a runner on base. Ball low. Actually, Michael Amditas, we've talked about it some on the YouTube live broadcast, and I imagine here when Camera JD knew the duties here, but I haven't said it. So to clear my own head, just to inform you, those of you who haven't heard, Amditas is actually a redshirt freshman. He started the team's, 5 of his team, being the Miami Hurricanes' first 7 games at catcher, as a true freshman in 2017 before he broke his leg on March 1st and missed the whole rest of the season. Then was back in his redshirt freshman season in 2018. Non-meeting convened. Pitching coach going out there, not sure if it was instead of the head coach or just as is. Head coach tossed in the first inning after quite the shouting match with the home plate umpire. I heard it about 400 feet away here through my headset. Jackknife's out of the way of that one, but I'll walk him. So 2 on, nobody out. Cone's starting to lose control here. 5 strikeouts for Harbor Hawks pitching, but 4 of them coming out of the hand of this kid right here.
The right fielder, number 8, Dominic Clemente from Michigan.
Clemente with another opportunity to look for that elusive first big league or Cape League hit, 0 for 16 to start the year off. Michigan Wolverine hit .360 this year. Had a stretch there against Falmouth and Harwich, that first loss of the year to Harwich on the road, where he hit a couple balls really, really well, was absolutely robbed by Will Brennan. Center fielder for Falmouth takes the ball 1-0. Made a highlight reel play, Willie Mays-esque, to rob Clemente of a base knock. Swings and misses at that, 1-1-1. But as of late, hasn't hit the ball as hard, but does have an RBI this year. Struck out his last time up. That was the second strikeout that Cone recorded, first in the second inning. Two on, nobody out for Clemente. Dancing behind the runner at second is a shortstop, Wetzel. Takes off for third. Now throw down to second, not in time. Wenzel had no idea where the runner was coming. He was dancing behind Kreidler at second. Kreidler saw an opportunity. He took off. That's his first stolen base of the summer. And Michael Amditas followed suit. The throw came down from Pages to Wenzel. Wenzel was off the bag. So now Clemente's job just got a little bit easier, but he does have 2 strikes on him. And Cone has been working well in 2 strike counts today. For 4-0 Gatemen. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Clemente goes down swinging for the second time today.
Center fielder, number 7, Jeremy Hyannis
Jeremy Idens, the batter, now 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Back-to-back games with a leadoff double for Mr. Idens. Idens also a Northwoods League alumnus. Fouls that one off. Played for the Lacrosse Loggers, batted .240 with a pair of home runs, 2 triples, and 8 doubles. Stole 11 bases as well. Idens can move out there in center field. 6'2", 195. This year, a much more successful sophomore campaign. Idens hit .350 his sophomore year at UCLA. The year before that, he hit .258, almost a 100-point increase. And found some pop, too. Slugged .558. On-base percentage of .421. Doing some quick math, that is an OPS of just below the 1,000 plateau of elite hitters. 17 doubles, 5 triples, 6 home runs, 38 RBIs for the sophomore from UCLA. Down on the count here, 0-2, though. Pair runners in scoring position. This would be a great opportunity for the Gatemen to pad a lead. The pitch in the dirt. Got away from Pages, but he keeps it in front of us and dribbles up the third base line. Both runners hold. Kreidler at third, Amditis at second. Idens then Dunn right behind him. Cone comes set. The pitch. In the dirt. That one's going to get away from Pages. Going to roll up the first baseline. Lazy flip. Let's try a running flip from Pages, and it didn't even come close to where Cone was covering. So on the wild pitch, Kreidler comes in to score, make that 5-0 Gatemen. Amditis over from second to third on the wild pitch as well. At least I imagine they will score that a wild pitch. 5-0 Gatemen, full count on Jeremy Idens. 1 down, man on board. In the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch. Hard fastball, hammers it right back into center field. That'll get a run in. 6-0 Gatemen. Another base knock for Jeremy Idens, and he keeps on producing. They do, in fact, move both of those wild pitches in that one.
From Utah.
That one a single, fair and square. Oliver Dunn, the batter, he's 0 for 2 today, but man, oh man, has he contributed in the field. Strike at the knees to the sophomore from Utah. Sends that one foul. Done a little guy, but nothing little about his numbers this past year from Utah. .319 batting average, 4 home runs, 9 doubles, 31 RBIs, slugged .459. That one in the dirt. Done a struggle to find that kind of consistency at the plate in the Cape, though, batting just .143. But as we've seen, he's a very solid defensive second baseman. He's made some highlight reel plays, 2 of them already here today. Dunn fouls another one off. 6-0 Gatemen for those of you just joining us. 4 runs off Gatemen bats in the first inning. Austin Shenton, yet another base hit, but it was the new guy, Ryan Kreidler, with a bases-clearing double. Give the Gatemen a 4-0 lead. Shenton's single drove in Jeremy Idens, so let the game off with a double. That one lifted right to the first baseman, Day. Reaches up and makes the grab. 4 out, number 2. Now Andrew Vaughn, the batter, trying to break out of a little mini slump here. Pair of swinging strikeouts. Actually, a swinging one and one looking.
The first baseman, number 16, Andrew Vaughn from Cal.
Bat .406 this year. At Cal, batting .294 this year, though, after a torrid start to the season. He's got a team leading 4 home runs, though, already. Got a lot of pop in this kid's bat. That one upstairs, ball 1. Breaking ball low. Vaughn, one of 3 Cal Bears on this team. Joey Matulovic and Jared Horn. Matulovic a starter. Horn has come on in relief a couple of times from University of California at Berkeley. Lifts that one lazily into foul ground on the first base side. Day might have another chance at a play here. Out of his glove. He reached over his head to grab it. Lackadaisical play from Day. It just popped out of his glove. And Vaughn given new life, 2-1. Especially on that 2-0 pitch. Want to do a little bit better than that. You're going to swing at something on 2-0. One on, 2 down, 6-0 Gatemen. Bottom of the 4th inning. Here comes the 2-1 to Vaughn. Swinging a high drive foul. Another thing I have to talk to Andrew Vaughn about is where does all that power come from, given that he's just 5'10". Not much bigger than me, and I'm a really small guy, but he's short, but he's stocky. He's very powerful. He maintains that all his power comes from his legs. As would any great hitter, but especially important if you're a smaller guy like Vaughn. Chops that one through the right side for a base hit, rounding second and over to third is Jeremy Hyannis. He's in there standing up as the throw comes in from Hall. Andrew Vaughn with another base hit. Moves that batting average back up over the 300 mark. And with runners at the corners, here comes Lyle Lockhart Jr.
Number 18, Lyle Lockhart from Houston.
Two singles to right field in the last 3 attempts for the Gatemen. Lockhart, pair of walks today, has also scored a run. The first inning came in on that Ryan Kreidler double. A pitch. Right at the knee, strike 1. Righty on lefty. Pages sets up outside. Misses high, lifts it foul. Lockhart, as we mentioned, a pretty good year at Houston. Batted a shade under 300. Pages sets up outside again. Misses badly with that one, does Cone. Hard fastball, 1-2. Somewhere between a waist pitch and a miss, probably an intentional waist pitch. Wanted a little more probably at the letters or at least shoulder level. Trying to get him to chase there. That one low as well. 2-2, the count evens. Andrew Vaughn at first. Jeremy Hyannis at third. Singled in a run. Brought Michael Amditas in from third after he moved from second to third on the wild pitch by Cone. Shoots that one into shallow left field. Locke coming in on it. Reaches over and makes the catch. The Gatemen threatened, scored 2, but also strand 2. We're through 4 here at Spillane Field. 6-0 Gatemen on WCTV.
Shop from home year-round on gatemen.org. Customize gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and gear. It's 24/7, 365. Large fine sizes, colors, and styles. Youth registration is also available. Visit us today and remember it's a holiday days at gatemen.org.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official national baseball. All Many big teams order their own custom team manuals courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From K-Con to the Major Leagues, only the best hitters wear Franklin manuals.
Are you at or nearing retirement? Then listen to the Ready, Set, Retire radio show Saturdays at 6 p.m. on WXTA 95.1 FM with host Steve Ansoni. More details at fairwayfinancial.net.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. A stuffed animal, a pink moose, has been lost and found. If you have lost it, please claim it at the merchandise booth. Once again, if you lost your pink moose stuffed animal, claim it at the merchandise booth. Thank you.
They've got 6.
The third baseman, number 18, Seth Gray from Wright State.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, 6-0 Gatemen. They got 2 more. Off a wild pitch as that one is rifled into right center field. Nothing Oliver Dunn can do about that one, or anyone could do about that one for that matter. Just the second hit given up by Gatemen pitching today. Seth Gray shoots one into right field. Freshman from Wright State, playing third base today for the Harbor Hawks. He's got both hits today. He's retired on a 3-6-3 double play.
Number 37, Pedro Pages from Florida Atlantic.
Teammate of center fielder Eric Rivera steps up, both from Florida Atlantic. He's 0 for 1 today, bounced into that double play.
You can keep that foul ball courtesy of attorney Glenn Hannington and his daughter Tevis.
Todd Lott waits on deck. Lifts that one lazily straight back. Take you around the Cape for a scoreboard update. Chatham didn't take too kindly to getting beat by Wareham last night, so they took it out on the Brewster Whitecaps, 7-0 at Brewster. Chatham moves to 5-3-1 on the year. Katuitt keeps on winning. They beat the Firebirds 5-4. They now move into a tie points-wise with the Gatemen in the standings. It's their 6th win of the year, but the Gatemen have 1 fewer loss and 1 fewer game completed. That strikeout is registered by Connor Lund.
From Louisiana Lafayette.
Strikeout number 6 on the day for the sophomore from USC. Todd Lott, the batter, a strikeout victim himself back in the 2nd inning. Bourne up 4-2 on Harwich, trying to end their winning streak. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. YD ahead of Falmouth at Falmouth in the bottom of the 7th inning. And, of course, right here, the Gatemen beating up on the Harbor Hawks 6-0. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Lott waiting on the 1-0. He gets it, shoots it about 400 feet foul. 400 is an exaggeration. We'll say 300. That last strikeout, my apologies, by Pedro Pages at the hands of Connor Lund. Brought to you, as always, by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. 1 strikeout away from getting Lott here, the left fielder for the Harbor Hawks. From Louisiana Lafayette. Lifts that one foul. He gets new life. 1-2. 6'4", 235. Big kid selected by the Cincinnati Reds out of high school in the 2016 MLB draft. 3rd-team All-American, as named by Rawlings Perfect Game.
This one fouled off again. Griffin Day of Yale waits on deck. He, along with the two guys after him, all victims of swinging strikeouts from Connor Lunt. 7-8-9 not faring too well against Gatemen pitching today. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Can make that 7 strikeouts for Connor Lunt. That one brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. To put this into perspective, folks, I mentioned it early on in the broadcast, but Lunt struck out 0 people in his last 4 innings of work. It was a 4-inning relief appearance against Katuitt. Walked 1, struck out 0, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run in 4 innings of work. And today, I mean, he's worked just as effectively, but in a wildly, wildly different way. 7 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits, no earned runs. And 1 batter away from making that 5 innings of work and is already ahead of Griffin Day. Strike 1. Strike 2. Just going to stay quiet and see if he can get him on 3 straight pitches here. That would really be something else. He does it again. Another swinging strikeout. 3 straight, 8 on the day for Connor Lunt. Brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Halfway through this one, 6-0 Gatemen and 8-0 Andrew Lunt as far as Connor Lunt as far as I'm concerned. We'll be right back. To the top of the 6th inning we go from WCTV. Surrounded by the Spillane faithful there on your monitor. Connor Lunt has been the story today, though. 2 hits, no walks, no runs given up. Faced just 1 over the minimum 15 batters. He's faced 16. 8 strikeouts through 5 innings of work. He'd be happy with 8 strikeouts over 9 innings of work. He's done it in half the time. The rest of his day remains to be seen whether he'll get another crack at these Harbor Hawk hitters. Not sure they can take much more of him.
Third baseman, number 12, Austin Shenton.
Austin Shenton is the batter now. 3rd pitcher of the day for Hyannis. It's Wes Engel, the junior from Texas State. Lefty winds up, deals. Shenton fouls it off. Big 6'4", 220 lefty. That one through the legs of the second baseman, Garris. He's going to see that one in his nightmares tonight. Easily a play that should have been made. Shenton aboard. But I think that'll go down as an E4 for those of you keeping score at home. Either way, Andrew Mills will now bat with a man aboard. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out, but also walked and scored on the Ryan Kreidler bases clearing double back in the first inning. Kind of set the tone for the day for the Gatemen. It has been all Gatemen today. The offense has been humming. 6 runs on 6 hits. Been pretty efficient on the base paths. And Connor Lund has left Harbor Hawks hitters absolutely helpless. Another pickoff attempt is made. That is, in fact, scored an E4. Those of you keeping score at home. One and 0 the count. Infield playing a double play depth for the Harbor Hawks. The pitch. Lifts that one in the left field. Could be trouble. Nice running catch by Ryan Lott, or Todd Lott, I should say, as he gets the ball back in. Takes an extra base knock away from Andrew Millis. It was well hit, but Lott gave it a good run. And we've got one down. Kreidler the batter, 2 for 2 today. He's got a single, a double, a stolen base, a run scored, and 3, count them, 3 RBIs. Got him on one swing of the bat back in the first inning. Breaking ball drops in there. Nasty pitch, but didn't catch enough of the zone. Now one low, 1-1. Angle as a junior at Texas State, had an RA year. 26 strikeouts and 39 innings of work. A good .236 opponent batting average, though, but 1 for 3 on the hill. 10 starts, 3 appearances out of the bullpen, a .499 ERA. Kreidler 2 for 2, waiting on the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Sun finally setting here at Spillane. The 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2, the count evens. Kreidler, one of 2 UCLA Bruins, along with Jeremy Idens. Both of them finding their way in the starting lineup today. Upstairs again, out of the hand of Engel. Count goes full. 1 out, infield for the Harbor Hawks. Still a double play depth. Wenzel and Garris pinched up the middle. And Gray and Day on the corners. Gray at third, Day at first. But Gray at third, about 10 feet from the line, and 10 feet playing even from playing even with the bag, excuse me. 3-2 pitch, runner takes off. That one slapped into center field for a base hit. Around second, going into third is Austin Shenton. He will get there easily. Ryan Kreidler tried to tempt fate there, or at least bait a bad throw. But Kreidler now 3 for 3. Austin Shenton able to advance to third on the routine single because he was already off on the pitch. Savvy base running by Shenton. Ryan Beatis will bat with 1 out, and the runners at the corners. Gatemen already lead at 6-0. They got 4 in the first and 2 in the fourth. In the bottom of the 5th inning here, looking to do yet more damage. 1-0 the count to Amditas. That one right at the knees, 1-1. Amditas not a great freshman campaign, or redshirt freshman campaign, I should say. I told you about how he broke his leg in his true freshman year in 2017, so he was able to get a red shirt. So his freshman year, as far as the NCAA is concerned, was this past year. Sends out one over the head of a leaping Garris into center field. One run is going to score. Everybody moves up a station, 7-0 Gatemen. Michael Amditas making the best of his remaining time here on the Cape. RBI single puts the Gatemen ahead now by 7. Austin Shenton scores. Ryan Kreidler moves up to second.
The right fielder, number 8, Dominic Clementi from Michigan.
Dominic Clementi now the batter, 0 for 2. Runners in scoring position. One runner in scoring position, though. That's Ryan Kreidler. He sits at second. Michael Amditas at first, though. Clementi's third time today up to the plate. Pair of swinging strikeouts and finds himself down 0-1. Last time came to bat with men in scoring position, 2 of them. Struck out in the first, his first attempt at the plate. Struck out to start the second inning. Michigan Wolverine trying to bust out of a slump here. Time is called as Engel steps off. Wenzel behind Kreidler at second. Dancing around, seeing if Engel wants a throw. He says no, and play resumes. 1 out, 2 on, 7-0 Gatemen here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes the 1 strike offering. Clementi leans out of the way of that one, 1-1. Good. Took something off it. 1-2 on Clementi. The 1-2. Did he go? No appeal is made. 2-2 now. Gutsy take on 1-2, but a really well located pitch as well. Got to credit Wes Engel there, the junior from Texas State. Two on, 1 out for Clementi. The 2-2. Lifts that one foul straight back. We'll do it again. Gatemen got 1 more this inning after padding on to a 4-0 lead in the first with 2 in the 4th. Ryan Kreidler scored on a wild pitch. He's been doing it. He's been doing it all today for the Gatemen. 3 for 3, pair of singles, a double, 3 RBIs, a run scored, and a stolen base. Have yourself a day, Mr. Kreidler. Wenzel trying to bait a pickoff from Kreidler, or to Kreidler. Dancing behind him is the Baylor Bear. That went in the dirt. Clementi's got a full count. And leading by 7, I'm not sure how aggressive the Gatemen are going to be on the base paths. Well, Wenzel just keeping him honest there. He's long, dirty brown hair, or dirty blonde hair poking out the back of his hat. He's got some mad flow. Backs off the runner. 3-2. Chop to the left side. Could be 2. Gonna opt for 1. Across the diamond. Got him. A bang, bang played. Retires Clementi. Seth Gray with a nice play. 2 for 2 at the play. The only guy doing really much of anything offensively for the Harbor Hawks.
Jeremy Hyannis from UCLA.
And retires Clemente. He moves to 0 for 3 on the day. And 0 for 18 to start off the Cape League season for the sophomore from Michigan. Jeremy Hyannis, the batter. He's got 2 on and 2 out. Ball 1 inside. From the windup, Engel lifts that one, foul down the first base line into the bleachers. That one low as well, 3-1. On the 5-3 put out, Kreidler able to move up to third, Amditas up to second, and that's where we stand right now. So a semi-productive at-bat for Clemente despite the 5-3 put out. That one a dribbler through the left side. This would get a run in, maybe 2. Around second, coming around third from second. The throw is cut off. Throw back to first. Safe, diving in head first is Jeremy Hyannis. Make that 9-0 Gatemen. My goodness, they just keep piling it on. Jeremy Hyannis just keeps on hitting. These UCLA Bruins are constituting about 80% of the offense for the Gatemen today.
Oliver Dunn from Utah.
9 runs on 9 hits for Wareham. Two RBI single, that moves Idens to 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, runs scored, and 2 singles. And believe it or not, statistically, that is slightly worse than what Ryan Kreidler has done, his teammate from UCLA, in 1 fewer at-bat. And he's also got a stolen base. Kreidler does, that is. He's in to score, and he's got that second run scored of the day. Amditas from second scores as well. He's got a second run scored of the day. Strike at the knees to Oliver Dunn and move it to 1-1 on the sophomore from Utah. Iden sits at first. Dunn trying to snap an 0 for 3 today. The 2-1. Over the head of Dunn at the plate. Did he get him? They're debating whether it got a piece of him or whether it hit the bat. Time is called. No dead ball. Iden's able to move up on the wild pitch. Almost 2 hours into this one, almost out of the 5th inning. The pitch lifted about 1.5 miles high into shallow left field. Lott coming in on it. Calls off his shortstop and reaches up and makes the catch. The Gatemen strand 1 but score 3 more. Jeremy Idens with the big 2-out, 2-run single to give the Gatemen a 9-0 lead. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th inning here on WCTV.
Get caught drinking a Coke product during the game, and you can win a prize. Visit the concession stand to grab your Coke and have a chance to be spotted today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gatemen would like to extend a special welcome to family members of our players attending tonight's game. Please give a warm welcome to Ryan Kreidler's dad, Mark Kreidler, Jeremy Idens' mom, Irene Idens, and brother Daniel Idens, Brian Stoudemire's mom, Nancy Stoudemire, Jared Horn's mom, Denise Horn, and Aunt Amy Hurley, Isaac Collins' mom, Betsy Collins, grandmother, Cornelia Reed, and cousins, Joseph, Jim, and Jennifer Bogrill. Welcome to Spillane Field and enjoy the game.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, top of the 6th inning. Pitching change for your Wareham Gatemen. Connor Lund's day is done, and what a day it was. 5 innings of work, 2 hits, no runs earned or otherwise, no free passes given up, and 8 strikeouts for the USC closer. Went 5 innings, a career high on the Cape or at USC. This pitching change brought to you by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course, where the driving range opens 7 days a week and senior discounts offer every day, and always welcome to the public. So go and get to the point. The new arm on the bump is number 28, Cody Carroll, 6'4", 185, lanky right-hander out of the University of Southern Mississippi. That one to Dunn. 4-3 put out on its way, and there it is. Colin Hall is retired from Georgia Tech, 0 for 2.
The second baseman, number 10, Taylor Harris.
Taylor Harris, the batter, second baseman from Sanford. Carroll's second appearance on the Cape. Pitched 2 innings in that 2-0 loss to Harwich at Harwich. Gave up 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts as well, 1 earned run. There's through 1 batter here and has an 0-1 count on Taylor Garris. From the windup, Carroll deals. Took something off it, dropped it in there for strike 2. Fouled that one off straight back, 0-2. The pitch in the dirt. Good waste pitch on 0-2, 1-2. Cody Carroll, despite no for 3 record, mainly out of the bullpen. 17 appearances, 4 starts for the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. A 2.23 ERA. He was the most effective reliever by far. 35 strikeouts and 36 innings of work and just a cool 15 walks. He had 22 hits in those 39 innings, 2-2 now. And most impressively, opponents batted just 175 against him. Had himself a great year at Southern Miss. A pretty good start out here on the Cape. From the windup, 2-2. Low, count goes full. From the windup, the full count pitch. Just outside, did not miss by much. Taylor Garris aboard with 1 out. Just a third base runner of the day for Hyannis. Seth Gray has been aboard twice via 2 singles, and no one else has done much of anything. A lot of strikeouts, 8 of them to be exact, all out of the hand of Connor Lund. Taylor Garris, the batter. From Sanford, pickoff attempt, nothing doing. That one low as well. Full count walk issued to Garris. Wenzel here, a Baylor Bear. Got an opportunity to, I guess, technically chip into a 9-0 Wareham lead. More for pride than anything else. This game, although we're just past the halfway point, feels like it's all but locked up for the game, and it would take an absolutely miraculous comeback by the Harbor Hawks to steal this one, especially the way the Gatemen offense has been looking. Minor storyline this year was, what the heck are the Gatemen going to do with the departure of Andrew Vaughn and Bryson Stott to Team USA on Monday? Strike 2 to Davis Wenzel. I think what they're going to do is stick Jeremy Idens and Ryan Kreidler in the lineup a bunch, because those two have been hitting the cover off the ball since arriving on the Cape. Austin Shenton has also emerged as a force. Luke Roscom We knew he was going to be a power bat, and that's why he was on the Cape, as that one misses outside 2-2. And his bat came alive yesterday in a 6-3 win over Chatham. Produced a couple crucial runs against the East Division's best team. Although Harwich starting to look pretty good too. They start off the season 1-3, but rattled off 4 straight wins as the count now runs full. With their fourth straight win combined with Chatham losing to Wareham last night, took over sole possession of first place in the East. But now in the top of the 9th inning, trail the Bourne Braves 4-3, so are in danger of relinquishing that spot because Chatham won again today, 7-0 against Brewster. With 1 out and 1 on, Harbor Hawks chasing 9 in the top of the 6th inning. Deals. Appeal is made. Did he go around? He did not. So Garris moves up to second as Wenzel trots down to first base. Back-to-back walks given up by Cody Carroll. Trevor Hauver from Arizona State, 0 for 2 today, was robbed of a base knock by a diving attempt. Well, attempt is a little ambiguous. A diving successful attempt by Oliver Dunn as he ranged up the middle. One 0 pitch, swing and a miss. Carroll comes set, would be well served by a double play right about now. Ground ball, and they might get it here. Dunn to Kreidler across the diamond, 4-6-3 to end the inning. Man, I got to do that more often. That Gatemen double play, second of the day, brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance, where great protection is the best policy. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cody Carroll pitches out of a jam, and then Gatemen still lead it 9-0. We'll be right back. 9-0 Gatemen on WCTV.
Attention please, pinch hitter for the Gatemen, now batting number 19, Parker Phillips from Austin Peay.
Welcome back, 9-0 Gatemen. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Andrew Vaughn's day is done as he is pinch hit for here by Parker Phillips. Sophomore from Austin Peay State. And Phillips did play one game today, or this year I should say, at first base. As he sends that one into right field, but lazily hit. Routine for the right fielder, Hall. Colin Hall makes the grab. 2 pitches, 1 out. For still Wes Engel out there for Hyannis. Lyle Lockhart Jr., the batter.
Number 18, Lyle Lockhart from Houston.
And the scorebook finally updated, getting that in there, that Phillips pinch hit. Where's number 19? Strike 2 very quickly to Lyle Lockhart. 0 for 1, pair of walks and a run scored. Wes Engel, third pitcher used today after Mike Mockma's very short start today. 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs, 2 walks, a strikeout, gave up 4 earned runs, highlighted by a Ryan Kreidler bases clearing double. 33 pitches thrown by the right-hander from Michigan State. Seemed like he tweaked something in his elbow or his wrist as well on his way out. Harbor Hawks head coach ejected as well in the first inning for arguing something in very animated, passionate fashion. With 1 out, nobody on. Payoff pitch to Lockhart. Upstairs, he lost him. 6-pitch walk puts Lockhart aboard with 1 out. Lockhart's 3rd walk of the season. Or of the day, I should say. Might be 4th or 5th of the season. I'm pretty sure he registered one in yesterday's game.
From Florida International.
Did not. So 3rd of the season, yes. Austin Shenton, the batter. First pitch to him, inside, ball 1. 1 out, 9-0 Gatemen. Wareham got 4 in the first, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Looking to add some more on here. Austin Shenton with a 1-for-3 day today. Brought his superhuman 545 batting average down to a still superhuman 500. 12 for 23 this year. Sends that one into left field, pretty deep, but Lott's got a beat on it, and he is retired. He moves to 1 for 4 on the day. Statistical regression. You know, we had to do it eventually. Andrew Millis now the batter, sophomore from Missouri State. He's 0 for 2. Walked in the first, came around to score.
The designated hitter, number 13, Drew Millis from Missouri State.
The 0-1. In the dirt, 1-1, the count evens. Goes by Drew Millis out there at Missouri State. Sophomore from Swansea, Illinois, as I mentioned, not to be confused with Swansea, Massachusetts, 6'2", 205. Takes ball 2 low. Comes from an athletic family.
Dad played college football at Missouri Southern. Mom played basketball at Missouri State. His uncle Dave Spring played football for the Missouri State Bears as well. That one is chopped on one hop. Going to go over to second for one. The 6-4 fielder's choice puts them away. The Gatemen with a rarely quiet inning. So we go to the top of the 7th inning. Still 9-0 here on WCTV.
Center fielder number 1, Eric Rivera from Florida Atlantic.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, home of your Gatemen, 6-2 on the year. The Harbor Hawks 4-3 on the year, despite coming in today with a -14 run differential, which, ooh boy, it's going to look a lot worse if things stay this way through the last 3 innings. Right now sitting at -23 due to the fact that they are chasing 9 from the Gatemen. Cody Carroll back to work. A dicey, but in the end uneventful first inning for him. After getting Colin Hall to ground out, Taylor Garris reached on a walk as well as Davis Wenzel. But Trevor Hover solved that problem by grounding into a 4-6-3 double play, second of the day for the Gatemen. Eric Rivera, the batter, center fielder from Florida Atlantic University. Teammates with catcher and 5-hole hitter Pedro Pages. Say that 5 times fast. Now some defensive substitutions after the offensive shifts as well. Jeremy Ivins moves to right field. Parker Phillips to first base. We saw that reflected in the offensive lineup card. And Skylar Hunter in for Dominic Clementi in the 9-hole, and will play center field from here on out. Clementi 0 for 3 today. That one is shot into foul territory. Phillips coming over on it, and the sophomore from Austin Peay makes the catch, 1 away.
The third baseman, number 18, Seth Gray from right stick.
Seth Gray of Wright State steps into the batter's box. He's got both Hyannis hits today. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Harbor Hawks. 9 runs, 9 hits. My goodness. No errors for the Wareham Gatemen. Swing and a miss. Wanted all of that one. Got none of it. 0-2.
shoots that one up the middle for a base hit. Seth Gray just keeps on hitting. He's the one bright spot in this Hyannis order. Using all parts of the ballpark as well. Single to short his first time up, single to right in the 5th, and single to center in the 7th inning.
The catcher, number 37, Pedro Pages.
Pedro Pages, the batter. 0 for 2, strikeout, and bounce into a double play. All quiet here at Spillane. Completely dark now. Lights on in full force. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Connor Lunn started things off today for the Gatemen. My goodness, was he ever effective. Just 2 hits, no free passes given up by the sophomore from USC. Over 5 innings of work, he registered 8 strikeouts. None for Cody Carroll, who's been on in relief since the start of the 6th inning. Swing and a tap foul. 2-2. He's given up 1 hit and 2 walks. 1 to Davis, 1 to Garris. And the base knock to Seth Gray. Harbor Hawks have 3 hits. Seth Gray has 3 hits. He's been one of only 3 base runners, but he's been on base 60% of the time for the Harbor Hawks. That one did not miss by much. Full count. 2 Pages. Todd Lott waits on deck from Louisiana Lafayette. Griffin Day in the hole from Yale. 3-2. Lifted into right field. Base hit. Skylar Hunter. Excuse me. In right field, it is Jeremy Idens. He was moved over. Skylar Hunter in center field now. Back-to-back base hits for the first time all day for the Harbor Hawks. Multiple hits in 1 inning for the first time all day for the Harbor Hawks. Seth Gray moves over to second. But in back-to-back innings, they do have men at first and second with 1 out. Actually, every single time except for in the 5th inning, in which Connor Lund struck out the side. So another an effective inning nonetheless. But every single time the Harbor Hawks have had someone on base besides this 7th inning, but still remains to be seen if the statistical trend will continue. They even have gotten out of it via the double play. Strike at the knees, 0-2. It's a double play fodder right here. A breaking ball low. Some weak contact off the bat of Lott, who's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Could be just what the doctor ordered for the Gatemen. Want to pitch to contact here if you're Carroll, especially because, well, you got a 9-0 lead. Challenging. The 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. Gateman just 1 more home game all the rest of this week. Shoots that one foul straight back. We'll do it again, 1-2. Give you a little preview of what's coming up next for the Gatemen. After this one, the Gatemen get their first look at the Bourne Braves. That's over at Doran Park before traveling all the way to Orleans for a Friday night contest against the Firebirds, who they split a doubleheader with this past Sunday. Before coming back for 1 game against Brewster, and then a doubleheader out at Yarmouth Dennis. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. First strikeout of the day for Cody Carroll. That one brought to you by, of course, the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. 2-on-2 down for Griffin Day.
Baseman number 32, Griffin Day from Yale.
The Harbor Hawks continue a road trip. They go to Chatham to face the Anglers before 2 at home. 1 against Falmouth, 1 against Harwich. And they've got a Sunday doubleheader at Orleans, where everybody gets the day off on Monday. Day off on Thursday as well next week. That one is where a lot of the games that were rained out in the second game of the season back on Wednesday, June 13th, will be made up. Hyannis has one of those games. Swinging a miss, 1-1. Get you updated on those scores. As we said, Chatham beat up on Brewster 7-0 at their place. At Brewster's place, I should say. Harwich's 4-game winning streak snapped at the hands of the Bourne Braves, the team that the Gatemen are going to play next at their place. Bourne wins that one 4-3. Katuitt 5-4 winners over the Firebirds. YD holds on for a 1-0 win over Falmouth. Falmouth drops to 2-6 on the year. And here, of course, in the top of the 7th inning, it is 9-0 Gatemen. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Hard pitch, hard swing. All those games getting wrapped up in under 2 hours and 45 minutes. Well, we are approaching the 2.5-hour mark here at Spillane, at the top of the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out, the 2-2 pitch. Deuce is wild here at Spillane. The pitch. Ground ball over to Kreidler. Will settle for the out at first. A 6-4 fielder's choice puts it away for the Gatemen. They still lead at 9-0. Cody Carroll pitches out of another jam. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Stretch time at Spillane. 9-0 the score.
By Wareham Family Dental. Dental care is easy with Dr. Alice Easy.
Welcome back. 9-0 Gatemen at Spillane. 7, 8, 9, Ryan Kreidler, Michael Amditas, Skylar Hunter to face a new arm out of the pen for the Harbor Hawks. Fourth pitcher of the day used by Hyannis, Ryan Pepia. Just finished up his junior year at Butler. I should say his sophomore year, rather. Some misinformation on the point streak site. My apologies, they have him listed as a senior. Usually what that means is he's going into his senior year. But looking at the 2018 Butler Bulldogs, I should say, roster, he's listed as a sophomore. So I'm going to trust Baylor, or Butler. My goodness, I did that twice. My apologies. Pepiot his freshman year, though, as he's got Kreidler here with a 2-2 count. Kreidler 3 for 3, stolen base, 2 runs scored, 2 singles, a double, and 3 RBIs. Leave some for the rest of us. His freshman campaign was a heck of a campaign as the count goes full. Although he had a 4.39 ERA and a 4-4 overall record, he led his team with 13 starts on the mound, 79 strikeouts. Walked 41 batters and ranked 3rd in the Big East and 47th in the whole NCAA. Fouls that one off. And listen to this strikeouts per 9 innings. 10.83, struck out 9 batters in his season debut, which was his collegiate debut because he was a freshman. This is all 2 years ago versus Ohio. And his 2018 season, believe it or not, was even better. I'll get you those numbers in a second. The payoff pitch. Got him looking. Kreidler goes down. Strikeout number 1 for Pepiot. Here comes Michael Amditas. He's 1 for 2, single, stolen base, 2 runs scored. Walked in the fourth, his second at bat, struck out in the first inning. But Pepiot, 6-0, 2.62 ERA, 12 starts, 3 appearances out of the bullpen, registered a save as well, and in 75 innings pitched, 101 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 206 against him, strike 1 to Amditas. You have just 3 home runs on the year and 101 strikeouts compared to just 32 walks. This kid is one of the premier pitchers in the entire country. Power arm, an absolute strikeout machine. He's already got 1 on the day to Ryan Kreidler. 22 earned runs in 75 innings of work. My goodness. Kid's a stud, suffice it to say. Season high, 12 strikeouts in an appearance versus Georgetown. This one upstairs, 0-2, or 1-2. Good waist pitch. Appearance against Georgetown. 3 hits. No walks. 2 walks, I should say. No runs of any kind as he rings up another Wareham Gatemen. Michael Amditas goes down looking. 2 strikeouts for Pepiot. Where was this kid earlier?
The center fielder, number 51, Skylar Hunter from Purdue.
Here's Skylar Hunter. He'll get his first look at Harbor Hawk pitching. Hitting for Dominic Clementi. Clementi's day is done. 0 for 3, pair of strikeouts and a ground out. His struggles continue at the plate. Rare first pitch ball from Pepiot. Wes Engel's day ended by Pepiot. 3 runs, none of them earned though. 1 walk, no strikeouts, 3 hits over 2 innings of work. There's that strike at the knees to Hunter. Hunter batting just 156. But batted over 300 with 11 stolen bases this year for Purdue. First team All Big Ten tournament as his Purdue Boilermakers won the tournament this year. But crashed out of the NCAA tournament pretty early on. 2 outs, nobody on. 9-0 Gatemen. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pepiot already with 2 strikeouts. 1 strike away from making it 3. Outside 2-2. Working pretty quickly too, and Page is firing stuff back to him. Allowing his pitcher to work as quickly as possible. Got him swinging. Make that 3 strikeouts indeed on the day for Pepiot. A really efficient inning, making the Gatemen look silly at the plate. Hunter goes down, and so do the Gatemen, who go to the top of the 8th inning. 9-0 Wareham on WCTV.
Ticket 611-799. For the PC Network Guys gift certificate, ticket 827-1022.
Welcome back, 9-0 Gatemen, top of the 8th inning. Pinch hitter in the 8 hole. Colin Hall's day is done. He went 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Batting in his place, Adam Elliott, sophomore from Louisville. We'll see if it'll be a direct substitution in the field. That remains to be seen. And Elliott listed as a pitcher. 6'1", 190. Originally from Louisville as well. Hometown boy, went to play for his school. But yeah, he's a two-way guy. But 3 2/3 innings of work this year. Giving up 1 hit, no earned runs. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts as well. Sitting at a 3-1 count, batting a .143 this year, 1 for 7 on the year with a run scored. Pair of RBIs, strikeout and a walk through 3 games.
We're not broadcasting. We're not sending a live DVD signal.
And strikes out right here.
37, Tyler Kaiser from Miami.
And pitching for the Gatemen now as well, a pitching change. It's Tyler Kaiser.
Attention please, pinch hitter for the Harbor Hawks. Now batting number 26, Alec Trela from Memphis.
He's turning it back on.
Now another pinch hitter. Alec Trela getting a shot in the place of Taylor Garris. His day is done, 0 for 1, walk and a strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Kaiser by Adam Elliott. Ball 2. Alec Trela just finished up his sophomore year at Memphis. Listed as an infielder, so I imagine it'll be a 1 for 1 substitution for Taylor Garris. Tipped it into the glove for strike 3. Trela can't believe it. Not sure what there is to argue about, though.
The shortstop, number 8.
But he is down, and Tyler Kaiser continues his strikeout ways.
Davis Wenzel still the batter, though.
Kaiser just finished up his sophomore year at Eastern Florida State Junior College, headed to Miami next year.
Cody Carroll threw 25 strikes on 45 pitches. His day is done. No earned runs, 2 walks, a strikeout. 2 hits through 2 innings of work. And Kaiser doing what he does best. He's already got Wenzel Davis 0-2. Kaiser's got 5 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings of work. Actually make that, I was coming in today, make that 7 strikeouts through 3 1/3 innings of work. Wenzel fighting here, though, 0-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. It is 9-0 Gatemen. Time is called before the 15th pitch of the inning for Kaiser. Been a heck of a day for the new contributors here from UCLA. Jeremy Idens in his second game as a Gateman. 3 for 4.
2 singles, a run scored, 3 RBIs. Doubled as well. Ryan Kreidler, of course, he's been the story today. In his first Gateman at bat, a 3 RBI double and a swing and a miss from Trevor Kaiser. 3 strikeouts. Doing what he does best, 3 swinging strikeouts to retire the Harbor Hawks. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 9-0 on WCTV.
Saturdays at 6 p.m. on WXTK 95.1 FM. More details at fairwayfinancial.net.
Softest Break has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your team at any away games, stop into a Softest Break store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Nashville, Woodsole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft Desert Break has you covered.
Attention, please. Pitching change for the Harbor Hawks. Now pitching number 9, Braden Como from right.
Welcome back to Spillane. 9-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Pitching change for the Harbor Hawks.
Right fielder number 7, Jeremy Hyannis from UCLA.
We saw an offensive substitution as well for the Gatemen. Alec Trela is in fact in at second base. As the 0-1 pitch comes in hot to Jeremy Hyannis. He's got quite the cheering section here. It'll be Hyannis, Dunn, and Parker Phillips. So Trela at second. And Adam Elliott in right field. Again, another one for one substitution for Colin Hall. Ryan Pepiot's day is done. 3 strikeouts and a whole bunch of zeros. Every other column except for the innings column where he got 1 of work. A new arm indeed on the bump for Hyannis. Trying to make out exactly who it is. Grounded out to the shortstop across the diamond, a 6-3 putout from Wenzel. Idens is retired. Moves to 3 for 5 on the day. Still obviously a very impressive clip. I think here pitching for the Harbor Hawks is someone who's listed as an infield. It's Braden Como, who bats .300, has appeared in 6 games, but all on the offensive side of things. Just finished up his sophomore year at Rice University.
Attention, please. Pinch hitter for the Gatemen, now batting number 26, Cade Cavalli.
And Cade Cavalli, a pitcher, now batting for the Gatemen. We knew he was a two-way guy coming in, so we knew we'd potentially see him play in both spots. We'll see exactly how that goes for the Gatemen. He takes ball 1, though. So a pitcher at the plate and a fielder on the bump. is in fact Braden Como. Okay, Cavalli pinch hitting here for Oliver Dunn. Got to swing right through it. And a lot of the cheering, I imagine, from Hyannis because this kid's a position player. He's got Cavalli at 2-2 with 1 out. See where Cavalli plays in the field as he gets rung up. Strike 3 looking. First of the day, first of the season for Braden Como. Now Parker Phillips, I imagine, will be the batter.
First baseman, number 19, Parker Phillips from Austin Peay.
Is in fact Phillips. Como batted .300 this year. 2 RBIs, 6 singles, 3 strikeouts, a walk, and a stolen base as well. Cade Cavalli just finished up his freshman year at Oklahoma. We'll see what sort of defensive wizardry the Gatemen do. Lifts that one to the left center field, calling off his right fielder, his center fielder Eric Rivera. Would you look at that? The position player gets a 1-2-3 inning, capped off by a fly out off the bat of Parker Phillips. We're through 8, a weird one here so far. But we are through 8, in fact. We'll be right back. Top of the 9th inning coming at you from Spillane. Last chance for the Harbor Hawks. They got a mighty deficit to make up on WCTV. Welcome back. 9-0 game in the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Harbor Hawks, and we'll start things off with a pinch hitter for Trevor Hover. It was 0 for 3, 3 groundouts, one of those resulting in a double play. It'll be him, followed by Eric Rivera and Seth Gray, but I imagine this type of game, especially in the Cape League, guys just trying to get reps. So we could see some pinch hitters through and through in this ninth inning. Swing and a miss, 0-2. 1-2, I should say. Ryan Stoudemire, also the new pitcher. Tyler Kaiser's day is done. Comes off another great outing. Struck out the side, as he is known to do. In one inning of work, no hits, no runs earned or otherwise. Another day at the office for Tyler Kaiser. Ryan Stoudemire now is the pitcher, sophomore from Charleston Southern. Isaac Collins in at second base for Oliver Dunn. And Kyle Wilkie. Here is the batter. First pitch lifted lazily out to right field. Sliding catch. Did he hold on to it? He did. What a catch by Jeremy Hyannis in right field. Kyle Wilkie is retired. 1 out in the ninth.
The center fielder, number 1, Eric Rivera from Florida Atlantic.
Kyle Wilkie, originally from Cumming, Georgia. From Clemson, just finished up his sophomore year there. Meanwhile, Rivera with 1 out and the base is empty. Takes ball 1. The 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. And that one just outside, 3-0. Four-pitch walk by Stoudemire. Rivera aboard here.
18, Seth Gray from Wright State.
Seth Gray 3 for 3. He's got all 3 of the 4 hits for the Harbor Hawks today. Been a quiet offensive day for them. You can thank Connor Lund mostly for that, but Tyler Kaiser and Cody Carroll have done their lion's share of the work as well. 0-1 now on Gray, but he's 3 for 3. 3 of the 4 hits today. The 0-1. Right down Broadway, 0-2. Seth Gray, freshman from Wright State, playing third base today for the Harbor Hawks. The 0-2 from Stoudemire. Swinging a chop to short. This could be 2. Kreidler to Collins, over to first. Not in time. The bouncer. And all the way from behind the plate. From behind the plate, Andrew Millis backing that one up. But that one moved out of play. So a dead ball. So Seth Gray, who reaches on the 6'4 fielder's choice. For those of you keeping score at home, will advance on the dead ball call. But retired at second is Eric Rivera. Runner in scoring position for Pedro Pages. The third time the Harbor Hawks have had a man at second all day. They have never had a man reach third base. Well, not never. Not today. That's what I meant. So with 2 down and a runner in scoring position, Harbor Hawks have a little bit of life. No, they do not. Lined right into the glove of Ryan Kreidler, and that's the ball game. 9-0 victory for the Wareham Gatemen. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Gatemen. For the Harbor Hawks, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Decisive victory from front to back. Ryan Stoudemire cleans up the rest of the mess. The side is retired finally. Between Lund, Carroll, Kaiser, and Stoudemire, a stalwart performance. On the bump, and then on the offensive side of things, a little bit of everything from everybody. Ryan Kreidler is the story here. 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, pair of runs scored as well. And Jeremy Hyannis, the other UCLA Bruin, had himself a day. Austin Shenton continued to hit. He bats .481. Coming at it today after a 1 for 4 day with 2 runs scored, an RBI as well. Jeremy Hyannis 3 for 5, a run scored, 3 RBIs, a .556 batting average in 2 games. That'll do it for me and for everybody else here at WCTV. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Henrique Demore, and again, your final from Spillane Field, 9-0 in favor of the Gatemen. Have a great night, everybody.